Hari Om. So today I shall continue the sixth Vibhakti, Shashti Vibhakti out of the eight Vibhaktis. It's a very important Vibhakti that is called Dharana. And before I continue, I wish you all a happy Diwali week. So Dharana is the sixth Anga out of the eight Angas. Now, what is dharana? Dharana actually is a very wide word. Now, it comes from the root dhatuhu. Dhr. Dhr means to wear, to support. Aham dharami. Aham dharayami. I am making him to wear. Saha dharati is wearing. Saha dharayati is making others to wear. Support also you can say. Support. Support. Bhagavan gives a support. Dharayati. Bhagavan Krishna. Mahavishnu dharayati means he makes you to wear. He gives you the support. It's a wide meaning. So now dharana here, what Patanjali means is support. You are getting the support for the meditation. And for that, you have to have what is known as it is something like a concentration, I would say. The implied meaning which leads you towards is concentration. See, you have to understand fundamentally three things, that is dharana, dhyana and samadhi. It's a very important, the sixth, seventh and eighth. In dharana, you are preparing your body. So when you close your eyes and start meditating, you are aware of your existence. You are aware of the object of existence. The object of existence in dharana is concentration. Now, concentration on what? You are trying to concentrate on Om, or between the two eyebrows, that is the third eye area, or on the breath. You can concentrate on your breath. So you are aware of these concentrations in dharana. You are aware of your existence. You are aware of the world that you are going to meditate. You are aware of your meditation also. That is dharana. Now I will come to dhyana, which is meditation, wherein you are not aware of any om or anything, but just you are aware of your existence only. You are aware that you are existing. That's all. You are aware. You are not aware of om, you are not aware of your third eye or the breath or whatever it is. You are not aware of the surroundings. You are aware of your existence, that you are breathing, that you are alive, that you are so and so. Whereas in samadhi, you get dissolved into that I. You get dissolved into the entire process, so that you are not aware of your existence also. That is called samadhi. I will come to that. Now let us talk of dharana. So dharana is here in Panini's, in Patanjali's, I'm sorry, wherever I use Panini by mistake, I take it as Patanjali. In Patanjali's Yoga Shastra, dharana, what he wants to say is concentration. You are preparing. Now you are aware, you concentrate on Om, or you concentrate in the third eye, between your two eyebrows, or on the breath. You concentrate on an object of your God, Mahavishnu's Pada, Paramashiva's Pada, or Sri Kartikeya's veil, Trishulam of Shiva. You can concentrate on an object. See, but therefore you are aware of the object, you are aware of your existence, and you are aware of what is known as that you are meditating also. That you are going to meditate, that means you are preparing yourself. In pranayama, all the body conditions are trimmed and you have taken a long breath, so that when you enter this dhyana or samadhi, where you are only aware of your existence in dhyana, you may not breathe. A particular person may not breathe because his breathing is very well controlled. In deep meditation, we do not know. And samadhi, even that is not there. It gets dissolved into the I thought. So, dharana is nothing but concentration. Of what is concentration? Patanjali is requesting you to lace your thoughts to the object of your meditation. Patanjali is asking you to lace your thoughts. You are now comfortable with all this pranayama, the pratyahara, all your external thoughts as much as possible. You have rejected it. You are now prepared the bed like a farmer prepares the field for cultivation of his crops. He has sowed, he has moisture, he has watered it nicely, he has applied fertilizers wherever, he has applied pesticides required on the soil. Whatever it is, all these things are there, like pratyahara, pranayama, and all your yama, niyama. and all these asanas, whichever is comfortable, you are preparing yourself. So in dharana, you are now lacing your thoughts. You are prepared, the body is ready. What about when you close your eyes, what about your thoughts? Thoughts just go asunder. Very difficult for a normal person to control the thoughts, because you would have gone to the office, you would have, all the vyavaharas are there, daily vyavaharas, his family vyavaharas, his office vyavaharas, professional vyavaharas, his career vyavaharas, his health vyavaharas, health condition, whatever it is. Some may think of their health, some may be under diabetic, some may be not getting promotions in their office, some may be getting too much of promotions, they may be happy, some may be unhappy. All these vyavaharas are there. So if you have all these vyavaharas, when you close your eyes, only the vyavaharas, the thoughts of your external thoughts will be coming and disturbing you. So now in pratyahara, you try to reject all those thoughts. Na iti neti neti neti, like that is a common Vedic word. Na iti. A plus e becomes a. That's why it is neti. So you lace. Now, what is meant by lacing? Concentrating. Everything is. What is a laser effect? We know in the modern times, laser beams, concentrated beams. See, in 5th standard physics, we have all learned that if there is a palm lens, the palmist, he will bring a lens and see your hand and see all your rekha lines and all, and say this is the line of health, this is the line of intelligence and all. That palm, that what is known as the palm lens, if you take, and there is a paper on the road, for example, on the tar road, the paper is there, the sun is shining. If you observe, after 1 hour or 2 hours, the paper may not burn. The paper will lose its whiteness, it will become yellowish, or it becomes crumpled, weak and all. But now in the same fresh paper, you take your lens and you lace the beam, you concentrate and you direct it towards the tip of the paper. After a minute, the paper will burn. Now what does it mean? This is lacing all the rays. It is concentrating the rays, pulling all those rays, concentrating at a one singular point, focusing it out on the tip of the paper, and the paper burns. It is 5th standard physics. Likewise, you lace your thoughts. That's what Patanjali is saying. Dharana, which will support you. See, dharana, as I told you, is wearing. Aham dharami means I am wearing. Aham vastram dharami. Aham dharayami. We say to puja and all, to the vigraha. Aham dharayami, vastram dharayami. I am offering you the cloth. I am wearing, making you to wear this cloth. Angavastra, cloth, vastram. But so dharana Patanjali has used because it supports you. It is a supporter. Supporter of what? Your meditation, which is going to take you finally to the samadhi, that level of merging yourself with the I thought, the divine, the finality. So that is the dharana. Because we are all made up of thoughts. You are made up of thoughts, said Buddha. We are all made up of thoughts, and thoughts disturb us. There are evil thoughts, there are good thoughts, any thoughts, there are family thoughts which can push you up, propel you out of the meditation. You will open your eyes and you will not try to meditate. You will feel disturbed. Oh, I have forgotten to bring that key from the office, or something will disturb you. I have forgotten to bring those vital, important papers, documents. You see, why this dharana is very important. There is in Bhagavad Gita, if you see chapter 5 and 26, there is a reference to Bhagavatam where Mahavishnu tells Brahma, Padmaja, he says, Darshana Dhyana Samsparshaihi. Now what is Darshana? Drishti. Dhyana is what? Meditation, concentration, Dhyana. Darshana Dhyana Samsparshaihi. Sparshaha means in Sanskritam feeling or touch. Sparshaihi means Ramaihi, Tritiya Vibhakti, Bahuvachanam, by or with is Artha. Okay, some is the Upasarga. So they add some like great, greatest, valuable, invaluable, measurable becomes immeasurable is opposite Artha. So these Upasargas are used. Some Sparshaihi. Some is a Puritan word here. In Sparshana, it adds to the word of their feeling and touching. Pure touches, by the touches. Lots of touches or nice feelings of what? Let us see. So, darshana, dhyana, samsparshaihi. Matsya Kurma Vihangamah. So, Matsya means what? Fish. Kurma means tortoise, Kurma avatar we know. And Vihangama is a female bird. Gama is a strilingam. Vihangamah is a Rama Rame Ramah. Bahuvachanam. Birds, female birds. Now what they do? Swani, they themselves, Apetyani, their own Apetyani means offsprings. Dasharadasya apatyam puman dasharati. We know that Ramas. Or Janakasya apatyam putri Janaki. It's offspring of Janaka is Janaki, Putri. Like that. Apatyani, the offsprings, Bahuvachanam. So what is that? Swani Apetyani Pushnanti. They feed or they bring up. Pushti. They give them the poshanam. They are pushti. Pushnanti means they are feeding, they are offering, they are raising. Basically it is feeding. Pushnanti tata aham api Padmaja. So Bhagavan says, tatha, in the same way, aham api Padmaja. Padmaja is means what? It tells Brahma, one who has come out of Padma. Yah Padma Pushpat. Yah Pashma Pushpat Jagye Saha Padmajaha. Yah Padma Pushpat. Or even if you say, if you want to take Padma as a masculine gender, Padmat. Padma means lotus flower. Padma Pushpat Jagye. Atmanepada, little akara I am using deliberately because for Brahma was born very, very long back, not in the immediate past. So, Yah Padma Pushpat Jagye Saha Padmaja. Or if you want to say, Yam Padma Padma or Padmena, you can say a Padma Pushpena. Yam, if you want to use the masculine gender, Padma Pushpena Jajana. I am using the word Jajana litlakara because it is a distant past. Jajana Saha Padmaja. Yaha Padma Pushpena, by which was created by the Yaha who Yam Padma Pushpaha Jajana, you can say that also. Yam in Tamil, whom Padma Pushpa has created, he is Padmaja. So Padma Pushpa also in olden times has created Brahma. Brahma is the creator, but Padma Pushpa has created the lotus flower has created, or he has come out of the lotus flower, you can say. So he tells, Vishnu tells Brahma that, let us see the meaning of this beautiful verse. Darshana Dhyana Samsparshaihi Matsya. Now Matsya, how does a Matsya, the fish, brings up its young ones? Most of the fish, except the mammal fish like whales or something, the small fishes, whatever you see in the oceans, they spew their eggs inside the water. And by their drishti, darshana, the eggs hatch and they are raised and they become fish. See, the darshana, it doesn't feed actually, but by the drishti. Bhagavan says, Mahavishnu tells Brahma, and the kurma, the tortoise, what does it do? It lays eggs in the sand, in the beach shore or in the river beds or in the sand, not inside the water. And then it comes into the water also. And then it meditates on its eggs. It thinks about, concentrates on its eggs. There I have laid it there. The eggs hatch and they grow for some point of time. So they are grown by the meditative power of the mother tortoise, which comes into the water and then thinks of the eggs which are in the river banks or in the seashore banks at a far off place, relatively far off place. And the Vihangama, the female birds, Vihangama, what they do? Initially, they only, the eggs, with their wings, they sparshanam, they touch it. Oh, love and affection. These creatures do like that. Tataham, ahamapi, he says, Bhagavan says, I also do the same thing. For some, by my drishti. For some, I think of them. Also, Bhagavan think of us by meditation. And by some, Bhagavan touches us. So Bhagavan says in this indirectly that concentration, the dharana is required for you to come to me later on in a samadhi type of eighth limb. When you dissolve yourself, you are coming to me. But these are required, like dhyana, dharana. Then the samadhi also takes place. You also grow into a immortal being. So the beauty of this is the verse. Therefore, this concentration, dharana, the support of the concentration is required for you to go on to the next seventh saptamam. What is that seventh stage? It is a dhyana meditation. I'm going to come to you in the next session. Because concentration, I am telling you, is a very, very important tool. Now the modern psychologists use the term called visualization. Visualize, visualization. What is that? See, if you call varshati yavat varshayati, Chandogya Upanishad, very famous words, very famous vakya. If you think of the rains, that the rain is going to fall, the rain is going to fall, and you concentrate on the rainfall will occur. It will rain. See, that is why even in my some psychological texts, I say for sportsmen, for professionals. Suppose to take an example of a sportsman, a cricketer. No, he's practicing his leg breaks and off break and fast bowling and all in a field by a coach. He's trained by a coach in the trainee nets. But in the house or in a separate room, in a separate place, if he meditates as if he's bowling very well. Suppose he's a leg spinner, he's bowling leg breaks very well. The ball turns nicely and hits the wicket. The batsman is out or is off breaks. He's able to pitch the ball right on the right spot. Likewise, if he starts meditating, he's concentrating on his bowling, closing his eyes and concentrating on his bowling, that is as if the bowling comes very well, that is he is able to bowl very well, his leg breaks or off break of pace bowling, fast bowling, and is able to hit the wicket, and the batsman is getting out either by ball hitting the wicket or by catch. That type of a mental practice will definitely add to his physical training subsequently. I am not saying physical training is not required, but this mental training is very important. Without mind, nothing can happen. Everything is mind. From mind only comes your physical training. Similarly, if you take hockey, similarly, if you want to take basketball, you always think in your mind, meditate, and as if you are dribbling the ball and you are throwing the ball and the ball is going directly into the basket. Similarly, in your professional, a person will go for an interview, a very high quality job. He thinks in his house, he prepares, okay, whatever the interviewer may ask the questions, which is the biggest river, which is the longest river, or which is the biggest economy in the world, all he may ask. Those are all questions. But if he meditates, concentrates by closing his eyes, that he is going to get the job. He is answering all the questions positively. The interviewer is getting pleased and he has got a job and he has got the job letter and therefore he is sitting in the job, he is doing the job. This mental training is very important, at least for say 10-15 minutes a day before he attends an interview. After 3-4 days he may know the interview date, at least for a week. If he practices this concentration dharana, he will attain his fulfillment, the finality, the culmination. This is also applied in any sport, hockey, in cricket, in sports, or in your professional careers, or in your even in the illnesses of certain persons. If they think they are going to the hospital, they are getting treated, the surgery is done, they are perfectly all right, they are going, and if they start meditating mentally daily before they undertake a surgery, or even after undertaking the surgery, if they start doing this exercise, mental exercise, it is very, very good. The results will be positive. I can guarantee that. The mind is very important. You hear through lectures of several learned people. Everything is created by the mind. Even your heart blocks, people will say bypass surgery is required. Some doctors will say, but most of the doctors are convinced that your body produces, nature gives you automatically bypass nerves which circumvents the blocks and you are perfectly all right. You can see YouTubes, a lot of YouTubes are there on that. So everything is mind, they say. So mind helps. It's not only the mind. I'm not saying, okay, don't go to the doctor, only the mind. But do with the mind also. And I guarantee the success will be very high. Therefore, this is one of the principles of the Shashti Vibhagaha of Patanjali Yoga Shastra, Dharana. Dharana gives you the dharana, where the support, there the support of concentration is the main philosophy, main principle behind the dharana. Okay, my dear friends, we shall see the seventh in the ensuing session. Till such time, Bhuyat Tavat Shubhamangalam.